You're gonna love freedom. Guess what? Freedom on Freedom Day. This is Craig Metrowich for Celebrities1.tv. Certainly in the most unusual circumstances on Freedom Day in South Africa. I'm in lockdown in Pretoria, and we literally got another month to go of stage 4. It has certainly been one of the most challenging times, I think, historically for any of us. So on this Freedom Day, I just wanted to share with all of you some, hopefully some uplifting good news thoughts about freedom and how we can learn from this difficult process we've been through. So this is the Good News Channel, Craig Metrowich. If the signal's good, I need a love and a wow. I am indoors. It's a little bit overcast outside, so I might lose signal from time to time. I'll try my best. So let's get into it. Freedom. Freedom of speech. Heck, sometimes we've taken that for granted. Now all of a sudden we realize being able to hug somebody you can't do. Being able to chat to somebody face to face is you can't do. So this lockdown, I think, has been good for us in the sense of reflecting on our lives. Having the freedom of thought. In our lives, we're so busy that sometimes we don't get to pause and think about what we've been through. So I'm going to focus on the positives, in this message. There are lots of negatives. So what I have enjoyed is being able to be kind of forced to pause, think about life, contemplate, where have I spent my time wisely or not wisely, and think about going forward, what things in my life am I never going to do again? What am I going to declutter out of my life? There's certain things I never want to do again, like be stuck behind a screen, locked indoors, and not being able to move. I think screen time, I think we're all going to have enough of screen time going forward. Other things I've enjoyed about the situation is freedom of expressing ourselves through technology. The fact that I can go online, I can do a video call with my daughter who's away from me right now. And at least we've got that freedom that we can use technology in order to communicate with each other. I know a lot of you are using Zoom, a lot of you are using WhatsApp video, Skype. What's interesting is, a lot of these technologies have been vulnerable. So another positive to ensure our freedom going forward is that a lot of these platforms are having to ensure that their security is much, much better, right? So that means going forward, our freedom should be more secure. You're going to love this. I got lots of people coming online. This is Craig Metrowich, Good News Channel on Freedom Day in South Africa. I'm locked down in Pretoria, and I just wanted to share with you some of the ideas of how we can, look at freedom, appreciate our freedom, and make sure to protect our freedom. So I don't want to give away names, but I'll give you a clue. Part 1 of their name is London. You can go and Google the rest. They were recently banned on YouTube, banned on all the social media platforms after sharing a video which was quite controversial. But the point being is that the technology companies took down the video without actually consulting the broadcasting organization. So we must protect that freedom. Let me repeat, we must protect that freedom. In other words, the freedom to express ourselves, the freedom to have a difference of opinion, the freedom to share our thoughts, providing they're not obviously hateful, hurtful, the standard stuff. The freedom to make sure to protect our constitution, the freedom of movement when we can move eventually, the freedom to have laws applied correctly. I mean, what fascinates me is think about protecting children. That should be one of the most serious, highest forms of any law in a country. Because if you want freedom, if you keep your children safe, you keep their minds free, you keep them innocent, when they become adults, they're already in a good position to make a positive contribution to society. But if our children, minds are not free, if our children feel stressed, if our children feel fear at a young age, then as an adult, they grow up with all those limiting beliefs and limiting behaviors. And yes, I'm generalizing. There's always somebody that comes out stronger. So freedom for us on Freedom Day in South Africa is such a special, special thing, purely because being in lockdown, I don't think anybody would have imagined we would have been in lockdown on a day like today. Other things about freedom. Let's talk about too much freedom. On social media, I do a lot of advice on social media. I've been presenting. My business is called URPOWERFUL.com. That's just a little punt from my side. And whenever people talk to me about social media, I've been featured on a radio talking about the do's and don'ts of social media. Is what I'm seeing is lots of people are destroying their business brands unintentionally. I won't say intentionally. A lot of people are destroying their personal brands by sharing all sorts of things totally not related to what they do for a living. Yes, let's share important, validated facts. Let's do that. In other words, that's freedom of sharing the right information. But be careful not to be oversharing too much information, especially when you haven't checked it and validated it. Because when you send me negative stuff, you're taking away my freedom of peace within myself. When you send me toxic information, and I'm talking about verbal toxic information, it takes away our happiness. When you share us negative images without checking the validity of it, you're trying to fill our minds with negative, bad news. So to me, to really have freedom, we need to have a balance of expression. I mean, that's freedom, right? Freedom to me is you being able to say whatever you want, bad news, cool. And me and us being able to say on an equal basis what the good news is in life. In this lockdown in South Africa, it's phenomenal how it's taken this for a lot of people to come together. For the first time, we've kind of seen the politicians, not doing their thing. They're trying to actually get all together. I mean, hence today, I've tried to get all the colors. I didn't have a black scarf, but try to get the South African colors as my scarf just to appreciate Freedom Day. Freedom on expression on social media, I really want to punt a bit about that, it is no one's right to go and share negative news all day, every day amongst their